Social engineering is conversation, getting your confidential information with just simple conversation. These people have a strategy to extract information from you by gaining your trust and having you just talk. And they have a plan to get your confidential information without hacking or any other technical way by just simply gathering your confidential information with just plain conversation. Social networking is something we like. Many of us belong to many of these social network type sites, Twitter and Facebook and all of this. Well, social engineering crooks use these sites to collect information about their victims and target people because their whole goal is to get you comfortable enough in the conversation to extract the information they want. And the only way they can do that is to make you feel comfortable where they know enough about you to convince you that the call is legitimate. So, what we want to look at here in this video is the concept of social engineering. How do we protect ourselves from this form of identity theft? So, social networking is a key tool that these people use. So, it's coming a time when we must consider the kinds of information we are putting out on the internet. Social engineering, as you can see from this slide, is very effective and is just not used against the average persons like ourselves. They use this technique to extract information from banks to work their way into organizations by just conversation. As it says here, the types of information these criminals are seeking can vary, but when individuals are targeted, the criminals are usually trying to trick you into giving them your password or bank information or access to your computer to secretly install malicious software. That would give them access to all your passwords, your information, and by taking over control of your computer. Social engineering is very effective and it is used in place of hacking your system by trying to remote in without your consent or trying to steal the information in some other way. It is better for them to be able, through conversation, to extract enough information that they can take it to the next level.
Sorry about that. I'm here to help.
You are?
Absolutely. Your bank account information needs to be updated to be sure that it's not compromised.
Compromised? How?
I need your password and I need it now.
My password. My bank has my password. Something here doesn't seem right.
What?
I can't quite put my finger on it.
Trust issues, huh? You know, once we figure this whole thing out, maybe we could grab a cup of coffee. If you give me your credit card number, I could even order something for us right now. Whoa.
Are you fishing for information?
This isn't what it looks like. Easy on the fin.
OnGuardOnline.gov has tips to help you guard against internet fraud, to secure your computer, and protect your personal information. To be more secure online, log on to OnGuardOnline.gov. Stop, think, click.
As you just saw from that funny video, that's what social engineering is. It's very direct, it's very personable. The gentleman just came in and he didn't seem like someone you wouldn't trust. He very professional looking, but she was concerned. And you remember what he said, you have trust issues. As you can see from this slide, security is all about knowing who and what to trust. Ask any security professional, and they will tell you that the weakest link in the security chain is the human who accepts a person or a scenario at face value. Unfortunately, the times we live in, this is very real. So before you give out your personal information, you need to know who you are trusting, not just some casual person. And that's what social engineering is all about. They will collect so much information about you from social media, you will feel very confident that they are who they say they are because they know so much about you. Sometimes it pays for you to do a little checking if this is a new person or someone you've never interacted with that's asking you for personal information. If you get a call from someone and they called you and now in turn they want your information, then that's a sign that this is social engineering. Because if they called you, they should already have your information about your bank account. If they're calling from your bank, they should have this. Sometimes they actually do. So it is very, how can I say, scary. So be sure you know who you're talking to before you go to providing information. As you can see from the comments made earlier, trust is everything. Who you trust will determine how much information you give. As it says on this slide, criminals use social engineering tactics because it's usually easier to exploit your natural inclination to trust than it is to discover ways to hack your software. This is what the identity theft industry and those who are really seeking to cause the greatest damage on a large scale, they are using these techniques not just in corporations but against individuals, because we are all linked together through our email, contact lists, and other things on our computer. So if they can get this information from you through a conversation, then they don't have to work hard. So it's so important to know who you're talking to, which determines how much information you will provide. As we've seen, the social engineering works in many ways. One way is to get one person's email account, thus they can get access to the contact list for that person, which has you on it, as it says on this slide. And unfortunately, most of us use one password for everything. So if they get that password, they will try that in the social networking environment as well, and thus be able to extract even more information about you. So this is very relevant. As it said on the previous slide, you have to know who to trust. As we saw from the previous slide, you get these emails, and some of these emails contain a link. They want you to click on something, and these links will often provide your information. If you click on the link, it can actually download stuff on your computer that will collect your password. Also, sometimes they contain an actual download. Do not click on these things, because these things will compromise your computer and actually extract your personal information. Sometimes these emails ask you for help. They come with something, oh, I'm desperately needing help from someone you know. This is not someone you don't know, because they've hacked a friend's email account, and so they've collected this email information from your friend, and you think you're communicating with them, but you're not. And also, they will target you as a fundraiser or a charitable organization, asking for your donation. So you click on the link, you give your information, and we have all these storms that are going on right now, and people are actually now actively doing this type of fraud. On the Federal Trade Commission, they're warning people to be mindful on where they donate their money, because the fraudsters are already there. And any cause, you'll get an email telling you, oh, I need help, or they touch on things that prick your heart, like maybe an organization for children or animal welfare. So you need to do your due diligence. Do not respond to these emails that you have not previously had contact with. Just if you're interested, delete them. Do not click on anything or download anything from these emails. You remember what the officer said when he came in the office doing the video and asked the guy, are you fishing for information? That's the term used for social engineering. It's a way to collect information by just conversation. So as you can see on this slide, typically a fisher sends an email or IM comment or text message that appears to come from a legitimate popular company, bank, school, or institution. In the video, what he used was her bank. He was asking for information to verify information in her bank, make sure everything was all right with her account. So it comes in a way that makes you comfortable, and it approaches you in a way that you're providing information to them to protect yourself. This is the scary part about phishing. They come to you in so many ways to make you feel comfortable, to seem knowledgeable about you. That's why phishing is so dangerous. You may get cryptic messages. They send you messages telling you this message explains there's a problem, but nothing else. The whole purpose of that is just to get you to respond or to click on something. Then you get a message that says you're a winner. A winner of what? If you have not entered a raffle or bought a ticket or something, this is just to get you to respond, to give them information, to call and be concerned. If you haven't entered anything, you haven't won anything. These things are just to get you to respond. Now, another one is a message may ask for help. This is scary right here. Please help me. And then you respond, who is this? That's what they want you to do. They want you to respond. So do not respond to these types of emails or text messages, because all this is social engineering trying to get you to respond. As you saw from the previous slide, you will get cryptic emails or texts. The purpose is to get you to respond. These particular scenarios are called baiting. So what they do is they want to offer something you want. They want to hang some bait in front of you. And as the slide says, these social engineering schemes know if you dangle something people want, many people, I reply, will take the bait. These schemes are often found on peer-to-peer sites offering a download something like a hot new movie or music. But the schemes are also found on social networking sites, malicious websites you find through search results, and so on. So it is so important. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. They're trying to download something on your machine so that you will be compromised, and they will be able to hack your passwords, get into your email so that you can be, how can I say, a host to continue their attacks to your friends and family by getting your contact list. So you have to realize, as we live today, they're not just playing for you, but they're trying to extend their reach by collecting the information about you and your friends and family. This particular social media trick is something our school teachers used on us. She would ask us a question and expect us to respond. Well, they have taken that concept and turned it around. They will send you an email or a text or a voicemail to your phone stating that you initiated a request for help. And they pick companies that most people are familiar with, that have millions of people that use it, like a software company or a bank. But if you are not with that company or you do not have that product, you would just delete it. But say, for instance, you do and you respond. That's what they want you to do. If you did not initiate a request for help, it is probably a scam. So what you want to do, if you actually have that product or you actually are a customer at that bank, do not respond to their call, email, or text. Just delete it. Contact your bank or the company directly with the information you have, because this is a social engineering attack. They're seeking your personal information. Now it's time to exercise our knowledge and not be a victim. Email hijacking is rampant. Beware of any download, as we said earlier. Don't click on links, don't download stuff, because if they've hacked your friend's email, that's not from your friend. Foreign offers are fake. A lot of times we get emails or texts about some country or a company in a foreign country that you've won a sweepstakes or a raffle. These are all fake. Set your spam filters to high on your computer. Do as much as you can to filter out this stuff, because if you do that, that will prevent you from becoming a victim. Do not click on strange emails with links in them and stuff because you think you've won something or they're offering you something free. It is not free. Secure your computing devices. devices, not just your PC, but phones you have as well have enough power as your PC. So you want to make sure that you have the right kind of security on your phone. Check with your provider. Try to minimize your exposure to these things. And always remember, do not click on links. There is no winning a sweepstakes without first having entered. And if they're asking you to pay to get the prize, then you know it's fake. Okay, let's continue our discussion about not being a victim. And this is kind of like an overview of what we've already covered. Slow down. Spammers want you to act first and think later. Like they'll be putting pressure on you. Come on, you got to respond now. There's a limited offer. No, do your due diligence. And also research the facts. Be suspicious of any unsolicited message. As I said before, there may be because you have a friend who unfortunately has been hacked. So you're getting all these messages that you think are coming from your friend, offering all kinds of interesting things with links and download opportunities. These things are fake. Take your time and research to make sure that it is actually legit. Call your friend and see did they send that to you. Delete any request for financial information or password. I'm going to read this again. Delete any request for financial information or password. If you get asked to reply to a message with personal information, it is a scam. Delete the message. Do not reply. Do not reply. Reject requests for help or offers of help. This is a scam. It sounds cold, but it is a scam. If somebody sends you an email requesting help, then you might want to check out how did they get your information. If it's coming from a company, contact the company direct. Check your Better Business Bureau. And like I said before, if you get offers of help, like somebody send you that text or email implying that you requested help, 99.9% of the time, that is social engineering. That is a scam. They're trying to get your information. Okay, don't let a link control where you land. So stay in control by finding the website yourself. Why? Say for instance you get a text or an email that has a link in it and it sounds interesting. Don't click on the link. If you want to find out about it, actually Google the website, the name. Don't Google the link, just Google the name. Don't click on links that you have not been to before or that you did not put in your browser. The whole thing about social engineering is getting you to respond. That's what this video is all about. Information is key. They don't want to hack your system. They want you to give them the information by just straight conversation and getting you to respond. This is a poster that I found on the internet. I put the link if you would like to go there and order the poster. I broke it up. The next 5 slides talk about this. This company is promoting the concept and understanding of social engineering so that we can be protected against it. It's targeted at companies, but I think it touches on so many things that if we apply them in our daily lives, we will not be tricked. The next 5 slides are that poster that I have broken up. This is the continuation of that poster. As you can see in the right corner, it talks about companies being attacked with what's called spear phishing attacks. It starts with the companies that start with 2,500 employees or more, and they're very specific attacks, and they target, as it says here above it, high value employees at specific companies. This thing is very organized and it's very frightening. And you can see at the top is the definition is social engineering strikes when criminals use human interaction to manipulate their victims into handing over sensitive or confidential information. That's what this is all about. The idea of identity thieves being these little crazy guys in the bag just stealing people's purses. No, there's an international corporation of identity thieves. They take this thing very serious. It's like a regular company. So they do these things in a way that brings the maximum return. This portion of this poster, this was a giant poster I cut up. And this part talks about the increase, the percentages in the attacks worldwide. Look here at the top, it says 270% increase in global spear phishing losses according to the FBI report. So you can see how serious this is. Know who you are trusting. And the IRS scam that we have all heard about, this statistics here, which I'm sure is changed, there was 36,000 taxpayers that were targeted by this. So know who you are trusting. Here are some of the techniques that are highlighted on this poster: persuasion, personal info, urgency, phone spoofing, holding the line, environment, and silent treatment. If you look at persuasion, like the poster says, you don't have to be tech savvy if you can be a criminal who talks well, or as they say here, a smooth talker. Personal information, they can get this information from companies that have been hacked or from your social media. Urgency is when they try to make you afraid that your money is in danger. You just got to act now. Phone spoofing is, sad to say, they can make your phone display any kind of crazy number they want to. So you never really know where the call is coming from. Holding the line, to me, is one of the most frightening. It's like telephone lines can be hijacked when criminals call to report fraudulent activity in your account. So that when you hang up the call, to call your bank, you're directed back to the hijacker. So say, for instance, you hang up and you try to call your bank. Now you dial in this number or you push the number on your phone. Instead of going to the bank, it actually goes back to the crook. So basically, you got to turn your phone off. Environment, they can be in their bathroom, their kitchen, and they will put sounds in the background like they're in a data center. The silent treatment is when they put you on like a hold. The phone just stays there and it's quiet and there's nothing, and it's like the computer at that point is gathering your information from your phone. Let's take a look at these poser techniques. They actually may pose as somebody from your bank or your system administrator. Banking bait may use the first few digits of your debit card to get the rest of it. Unknown solicited text from unknown numbers should raise alarm bells. Malware function. Text can direct you to websites that look exactly like your bank account and attempt to infect your phone with a virus. So this is serious. This is such a serious issue. This is the last part of that poster. So it says surviving vishing and smashing attacks one-on-one. Work smarter. Utilize outside parties that conduct social engineering tests to keep employees on their toes. You know, employee text, spam, and virus email filters can help block phishing. This is information directed at companies, but this can apply to us also. We may not need a company to come out and show us where we're weak. We just need not to trust everyone. The key from the very beginning is who you trust. And I like this part over here. Just say no. Short links on a mobile device are practically impossible to verify and may link to malicious content. Never ever pay. Under no circumstances should you ever give sensitive information or payment to an unsolicited caller. This is all about us knowing who we trust. That's what this poster was all about. So I just think we need to be prepared with the reality that a lot of times we can be our own worst enemy. So let us take advantage of the knowledge that's there to be wary of trusting just anybody that contacts us. Our tech makes our world so small. We have crooks ripping us off from Nigeria, India, all across the country. You can chase it over to Germany, and they can spoof and bounce signals through servers all over the world now. So it's not as easy as finding the thief who breaks in your house by breaking a window. These people are looking for more. They're looking for your identity, for information that will enable them to hurt you more than just breaking a window. Who knows? One day our thief may be on another planet. But the reality of it is, social engineering is the way that we can prevent access, but not providing the thieves with the information they're looking for. We must be mindful of what we are doing. Social engineering is not going to stop. They found it works, they're going to keep using it. So let us hinder the thieves by being mindful of what's happening around us and not just giving our information out to people we trust. We can no longer do that. We must know who we are trusting. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it will be a help in protecting the community from this plague of identity theft. Have a great day.